Heyo, Abstract Fox here again with a brand new video. Today is a very interesting video. I found a journal and oh my god. What is this? I'm covering my name. What is this? What is this? 21 Pilots, Panic at the Disco, Pierce the Veil, Anime, Steven Universe, you know, all that like kid journal stuff.
What is this?
Now that I think about it, I've changed a crap ton from like a year ago. This journal was from the very peak of my emo phase, which wasn't a very good phase. This journal has so many little memories from it, and oh my god, this journal is absolutely insane. And even now, my life as crazy as it is, this journal is like even just
insane to me.
September 30th, 2016. First term of 8th grade in middle school. My second year of middle school where I just kind of gave up on life. This was intense. This was the time where Abstract Fox got suspended from her middle school. Starting off, I went to a middle school. I know, crazy. Anyway, my middle school was a pile of garbage and it was absolutely horrible. 90% of the time I was just shook, and then 10% of the time I was triggered, and that made my 2 years in junior high a living nightmare. Just, please, no, just, the first month of 8th grade. This entire entry is several pages long, but I'm not going to be boring, and I'm not going to read this off to you, so instead, I'm just going to tell you this story from the top of my head, which I'll kind of like read along so that I can get like major details that I forgot about. Please don't think of me as like a terrible child after this, because like I'm not that much. In middle school, I had a best friend. Let's call her Francesca. We were inseparable. She was my tomato to my bacon, toothpaste to my Cheeto, Shane Dawson to my Ryland. She was my best friend. To this day, we still are best friends. Anyway, Francesca and I were kind of two peas in a pod, you see. We're both troublemakers, which was great because two troublemakers equals fun, you see. I'm kidding. If we used an expo marker, like a wet erase expo marker, like draw things around the school. We didn't use like a Sharpie, we didn't use like a gel pen, we didn't use a freaking pencil. We used like a dry erase marker, but in order to like get rid of it, you need like a wet towelette, which is easy to remove. So pretty much what we did was drew little like logos around the school, which like I'll show you. I drew them in the freaking journal. Francesca's little symbol, it was like a little heart with little devil horns. And of course, mine was the freaking Illuminati because I was an edgelord and Illuminati was like actually everything. We drew those little like symbols everywhere. You know, we need to leave our mark. We both hate this school. Francesca, we need to do something about it. So we did. We left them on like walls, doors, chairs, on desks, under posters. It was great. We would just walk around the school and we'd go, hey, we drew that with a dry erase freaking marker. According to this journal, I was on my way to third period, which was multimedia. It was pretty much like a computer class. Francesca decided to draw like her symbol, kind of bench things under an art wall, kind of, if that makes sense. I was like, you know what? While she's drawing hers, I'll draw mine as well. And this was in the middle of the freaking hallway, and there was like barely anyone there, so like I don't really know why she chose this time. You know what the heck, I'll draw mine too, because you know, she's doing hers. So I drew mine really quickly, and she was like still drawing hers because she wanted to be extra precise with those details, you know what I mean? I'm going to read this. When I finished mine, I heard an angry teacher's voice coming from behind us. "What are you doing?" she scolded as we whipped around. Francesca tried to cover up by sitting on the drawings quickly and saying, "What? Nothing," in complete and utter shock and panic. At the disco. What is this? What? Panic at the disco. I said, I'll be right back, as I headed up the stairs before the secretary said, "You two, come with me." I panicked, and us three walked to the office. The secretary led us to sit in these chairs, and that we would be dealt with momentarily. When we left, I looked over at Francesca, and she said, "We shouldn't have done that." Pretty much what happened there was we like got in this okay, so we pretty much like went to the office because like, well, we were drawing like on a bench. I understand that, you know, we were drawing on a bench, like, you know, that wasn't cool. Like, they're gonna be triggered because they probably spent a whole $4 on that plastic bench, you know what I mean? Okay, hold up. Okay, so the assistant principal, let's call her Miss Brooks. Okay, I hated Miss Brooks. My God, I hated her so much. I hated her even more than I hated my middle school. She was the absolute devil that just lurked inside the walls of that middle school. She could smell every single kid too. She could smell you from a mile away. Like if you said anything bad about her, she would like come up behind you and like slit your throat with a katana. Okay, not really, but you know, the assistant principal. Not the principal, but the assistant principal thought she was just the crap. She decided that it would be funny if she would make everything a lot worse than it was. Miss Brooks made us sit down
for 45 minutes.
Most kids have even like told me like, hey, she even like she just made us sit down for like, I don't know, 10 minutes because she was busy and she wanted to sit with us. No, she made us sit for 45 minutes. And guess what? She wasn't doing anything. She was in her little like office not doing anything. She wasn't talking with anyone. She was sitting in her office. Okay, well, like, anyway, I'm not even mad about that. I don't really know why I'm going off on a freaking tangent about it. I glanced over at Miss Brooks' office and I caught a glimpse of poor Francesca, her face beat red and tears streaming down her face. I knew then that, yo, I'm in some deep trouble. Miss Brooks walked over to a desk and talked to a secretary. All I could make out was, we suspended her. After hearing that, I knew for a fact that they were talking about Francesca, and I felt all the oxygen drained from my body and my face felt cold and numb. Then Miss Brooks turned over to me and called me into her office. She told me to sit down in a chair. I did. She looked at me straight in the eyes and said, "You know why you're here, don't you?" She sounded angry. And I know I could honestly see hell's fire in her cold, hard eyes. I nodded. Then she told me where all the freaking drawings were. Do you think I'm gonna tell you where all the freaking drawings are? Like, wait. What? I was probably like 12 or 13. Like, I didn't know how to deal with this kind of thing. Like, I was an adolescent. Like, on the wall in the lunchroom, on a chair, outside the pole. I couldn't remember anymore, it says, because I drew so many freaking drawings. She looked extremely angry. She told me in a very harsh tone, "If you think you can get away with this by not being honest, you're so wrong." Girl, do you know who I am? Okay, I'm gonna continue reading. My knees began to shake and I forced myself to stop. I thought for a moment and I said, "There's one in the cabinet in my math class," and I literally could not remember anymore, is what it says. So yeah, I think I did truthfully like not remember where any of the other drawings were. You know, I understand, like, you don't just draw things around the school campus, like, that's not cool. Is that I pretty much like just showed her like the pen we used, and I showed her that it was like, you know, wet erase, and you know, like, we don't have to, you know, we're not gonna die. She went over to the principal and she told her that it was a Sharpie marker. That it was a
freaking Sharpie!
Does this look like a Sharpie to you? Miss Brooks told me that like drawing on the school campus is a form of vandalism and like drawing with a Sharpie is a crime. I showed her the marker. Much like she lectured me for maybe an hour or two. She pulled my parents over, told them that it was a Sharpie. I was arguing because like me being a little pessimistic brat and like me being so stubborn as I am, I went, "It is not a freaking Sharpie. Like, I will show you the marker. Like, I have it right here." "I don't think so."
Are you having a mental breakdown?
Yes. Is that she said that I was going to be suspended for 1 day. I was suspended for 2 days. I went into school the second day and I went, "Oh, like, I'm not suspended anymore." Because, like, you needed to go to the office, like, after you were suspended, fill out this slip to, like, you know, tell them that you, like, weren't suspended anymore. So I did, and they went, "Oh, sorry, like, Miss Brooks said, like, you're suspended for an extra day just because, like, she kind of disagreed on like 1 day suspension. I'm like, you tell me that now. Like, you just told me that like I was suspended for a day yesterday, and like my mom being like as strict and overprotective as she is, she absolutely flipped her crap. And my dad and my stepmom, they decided to take everything away from me. Me going outside, me hanging out with friends, my phone, my computer, even took away my like skateboard at one point. It was completely ridiculous. Me being me, like, if you ground me from going outside, like, no, you can't do that. I'm gonna go outside anyway. I think they even like went to the full extent of taking away my skateboard too. According to this journal, I said, I wanted to kill myself. Deathly afraid to go to my mom's house on Sunday. Wish me luck. Heart. Oh my god. Okay, well, I'm gonna stop before I like scream and my brother asks me if I'm having a mental breakdown again. That is the time where I got suspended, faultfully, mainly because, well, I did do something wrong. I did, you know, draw on school campus, and instead of like, you know, using a freaking expo marker, Miss Brooks told the principal that it was a Sharpie marker and that we were lying, which apparently earned us an extra day of suspension. So I love you guys so much. I'm sorry. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, home dogs.